spaceship has landed. Boom. And that's true logic, right? Okay, so today I'm going to talk briefly about relationship expectations, right? If the pussy comes with an invoice, then I will pass on that ass, okay? Right? I recently overheard a woman saying that she needs a man to pay her bills in order to be with her, right? Now, this doesn't make a woman sound like a strong, independent individual. Rather, it makes her sound like a begging ass hoe, okay? And let me explain to you why. Okay, firstly, how soon is a man supposed to start paying your bills in this dynamic, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this a topic of discussion on the first date? Like, the bitch is just like, thanks for dinner, but my light bill is $250, so sticks her hand out? Like, how does that go exactly? Or do you expect the nigga to introduce himself and then offer to pay your bills? Like, hi, my name is Jason and you are gorgeous. Can I pay your light bill? Looking ass? Like, okay. Like, seriously, if a man doesn't live with you and subsequently is not regularly using your utilities, then it makes no sense for him to pay for them, right? Like, okay. When you invite people over to your place, you don't charge them for utilities used during their visit, right? At the end of the night, you don't say to them, so before you go, that'll be $12 for the 2 hours of electricity used during your visit over to my house, right? Nobody fucking does that because we all understand that electrical use of utilities is just a natural part of inviting people over to your fucking home, right? Same thing in interacting with the person in a relationship. He's not using your utilities. Why is he paying for them? And he's not living with you either, right? Come on, right? Now, okay, this creates the question, what should we reasonably expect from our partner in the beginning stages of a relationship, right? You know, when it's love, attention, respect, not enough, right? Now niggas gotta pay bills too, right? Like, come on. Like, seriously though, if I'm paying bills for utilities that I'm not even using, then she'd better be sucking my dick daily, right? Oh, you sleep? Well, I pay all the bills in this bitch, so wake up. You can go back to sleep after sucking this dick. No, real shit though. Oh, you gotta go for work? What you need money for? I pay all the bills. How's about you work on this dick? You know? Women with this type of attitude think that they are helping themselves by setting these kind of financial standards for relationships in this type of way, right? However, they're actually disadvantaging themselves by limiting the pool of eligible males, right? There may very well be many men capable of providing all of your emotional, sexual, psychological, spiritual needs, etc., right? Yet is momentarily unable to afford helping you pay your bills or whatever, right? So you miss out on that individual with everything but that one aspect of a dynamic in relationship and refuse to give him the time of day to be able to provide for that one day. It's like, is it a all or nothing type of thing, right? Like, oh, well, you can't pay my bills today, nigga, so fuck you, right? Like, seriously. And another major flaw with this, sort of ironically, is like, with this attitude that's so focused on finances first, a woman is likely to find either a trick, meaning just a nigga who's willing to spend on her whatever because he don't give no fucking, he's a trick any fucking ways, right? You know, though some niggas say it ain't tricking if you got it, it's still tricking, nigga. Especially if you don't get the treat at the end of it, right? But, or even worse than a trick though, what she might end up with due to these expectations and her approach towards men in this way is a man who expects a lot for his financial support, right? And I'm not talking about just your time of day or a nice conversation and a dinner. I mean that ass, right? Give up that ass for that cash, right? Which brings forth another line of reasoning and logic, right? If it's not reasonable for a man to expect that just because he paid for a fancy dinner with the woman, she should automatically have sex with him, which I definitely don't think that's reasonable or logical at all, then simultaneously, it's also not reasonable to expect that a man, just in order to fucking get to know with you or even develop a relationship with you, should be required to pay your damn bills. But you know what? This is becoming all too fucking common. All the female rappers are blasting this proudly. Yeah, like especially Megan Thee Stallion, right? Like, oh, that song that she has with DaBaby called Cash Shit. And I think it's like the first verse she's bragging about how, you know, it's very expensive to date her and how much niggas are just spending all their money on her and shit like that. And if niggas are okay with that, cool. Do you, my guy. And like, you know, whatever dynamic you want to have. But still, like, what is that exchange, right? How is that essentially not just a high fucking form of like prostitution or hoeing, right? Like you're just dressing it up as something else, but essentially you're asking him for money and he's giving you money and buying things for you in exchange for your ass and sexual services, right? That's really like what that dynamic is on its core level. It's no different than the dynamic of prostitution, right? And again, this is what I mean about how you prioritize your values and the types of things that you stipulate as being associated with who you are as a person, right? When you put the finances first and say in that type of way that a man has to pay your bills in order to fuck with you, what you're saying is that your existence and being is worth money in a certain type of way, right? Now, obviously in your mind, you think that's an intelligent move, sort of like time equals money and shit like that. But whoever came up with that fucking phrase, that time is money, was an idiot, right? You can get money back. You can't get time back, right? Like, seriously. People lose money, gain money all the fucking time. Nobody ever gains extra fucking time. Time is finite. Your life is finite. Existence in this human world as a human is finite, right? And what you're doing is falsely equivocating the value of your body, time, and being to finances, right? And you're also, again, making yourself seem like a hoe, because essentially what it sounds like is that any nigga, so long as he has the financial means to pay your bills, you're willing to fuck him. And that's true logic. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Support your boy. Spaceship blasting off.